Good afternoon. I want to talk to you a little bit about the new Gmail Compose window, and I'm going to also tell you about a way to revert from the new forced Compose experience to the old style Compose experience. And a gentleman named Alex Young shared an article with me late last night about this new extension that you can add into Chrome. And from what I've seen so far, it looks really great. So let me just give a real little background for anyone that's not familiar with this, which everyone should be if you use Gmail from the web. When you go to compose a message now, instead of the classic on-screen compose, you come up with this pop-up scenario that lays over your screen. And like I said, without getting into too much detail, there's just some of the problems are they've really collapsed a lot of things. Like if you carbon copy messages a lot, you have to switch over here, click on carbon copy to add the field, go back here, add the name in. Formatting, for example, if you do a lot of formatting, instead of having the formatting bar just open up top here where you can see it, you have to click down here and then click on the option each time. Um, when you're replying to messages, if you have to edit the subject, instead of just clicking on a subject to edit it, you have to go in and select a menu and select to edit that reply. It's a number of things like that that essentially have made the entire mail experience more time consuming. And even worse than that, there have been numerous problems with formatting more formal email messages. If you need something for business school, whatever, where you need to have extensive formatting in a message and make it look right, it's been extremely difficult to get consistent results with this. Pasting in from a word processor or Google Docs that used to work well tends to have problems. Another thing I've had problems with is adding attachments to messages now and having them be attachments versus inline images in the messages. It used to be very, very simple to do that. You know, there was a button for inline images. You could drag and drop to one area for attachments. Used to work really well. And now, even after this has been in the field for 9 months or a year, it's still very buggy. So I'm not the only one that's felt this way. You read the forums. There are thousands and thousands of people that have been frustrated with this. Here's a message to myself. This is what the reply window looks like now. Again, lots of stuff hidden down here. Now, if I want to change the subject, which often happens in a conversation, I need to update the subject. Instead of just having it here in the open, I click up here, I'd expect to see the subject. It's not there. I have to go into here, then I have to click edit subject, then it brings up this different compose window up here where I can finally edit the subject. So way too many steps just to do simple things. So what Alex Young had sent me last night and told me about is that there are a couple extensions that very recently became available. One called the classic Gmail Compose, and the other called Retro Compose for Gmail. And they're just browser extensions for Chrome. And I have the Retro Compose for Gmail installed. I'm going to activate it. And I just am going to go ahead and force refresh the screen. And now, when I do compose, I'm back to the old style window here. And everything again works the way it should. If I want rich formatting, I have all my buttons up here for formatting, right where it makes sense. If I want to add carbon copy, the button's right here in line where it makes sense instead of having it over on the other side of the page. The attachments work properly on this. I can drag a bunch of them here, have them attached as attachments if I drop them there. If I take them and I drop one of them down in here, then it puts it in line, and it's just uploading right now. Those are kind of big files I grabbed, so it's going to take it a second. Very straightforward, makes a lot of sense, works really well. I don't know the technical reasons and methods behind how these extensions work, so I don't know if this is something that Gmail is going to be able to disable in time. But for right now, if you want to get the old Compose experience back, even though every single person on the Google forum will tell you, no, there's no way to do it, you can't get it back, it's done and gone. And there, I just one click, I resized this image. That's just the way it used to be. Very simple like that. Go ahead into the, this is only for Chrome right now. You can just go ahead into your extensions and scroll down to get more extensions, and then look for the either classic Gmail Compose or Retro Compose for Gmail. And I've not tried the classic Gmail Compose, but this is the Retro Compose for Gmail, and to me, it's just perfect. I've really honestly tried to get used to this new Compose experience, and I just continue to find it to be frustrating, a waste of time, and to me, it appears to have bugs. You drag pictures in line, they look like they're all uploaded, and I send it, and then there's nothing there. If you go to send a new message with inline attachments, it will send that in the background. But if you send a reply with inline attachments, I found that it will act like it's sending it, but then it doesn't actually upload the attachments, they get cut off. So things like that make me think that this just really wasn't ready for prime time. So enjoy those extensions while they work, and be back to the old Gmail Compose experience. And once again, I want to thank Alex Young, who contacted me over on Google Plus and let me know about these new extensions.